Hi everyone, you're watching The Tattooed Psychic. I am The Tattooed Psychic. Thank you for tuning in. Um, I wanted to draw some cards. It's, I think, a couple days after the full moon. And Scorpio, what else was that? Lunar eclipse. All these things were happening, and I know that people get on edge sometimes when all those things are in the air. And what I noticed for myself, and then I was talking to some people who, we were having conversations, just various people, and a lot of people were going through really understanding trauma and how much it affects us. It's interesting to me because that's what I've been working on, and maybe I'm attracting those people in the sense that I can maybe share some of my tips on how to heal trauma, but also they can teach me some things. And I think that healing trauma, what I have discovered in my 30 years plus doing this work is that you have to heal the trauma. You have to heal the trauma in order to grow and go into the place that you need to be. And it's not just about putting a band-aid on it, and it's not just about going to a week-long seminar or whatever. I encourage you to do that if that works for you, whatever works for you. But it's really about doing that deep work of healing the trauma and understanding how it affected your whole life. If it affects your whole life, trauma, it's quite fascinating when you start doing the work on people and how their brain works and whatnot. It is something that I am continually working on. There's been mass trauma. I've lived my whole life in trauma. And, as you get to know me and the podcast and the YouTube channel, you will understand the trauma of my life. But many people have that, I'm not the only one. And I also do have a podcast on Spotify. Check it out, The Tattooed Psychic. But yeah, we're going to draw some cards. And we're going to see what the oracles have to say, and I'm going to see what Spirit has to say. And if you don't see me always looking directly in the camera, I'm looking, I'm seeing things and whatnot. And anybody who's a reader knows what's up. And but that's what I felt during this time of this moon and this time that we're at right now. And if you look around in America especially, because that's where I live, there's a lot of negativity, a lot of mass shootings, a lot of innocent people being murdered. It's like the Old West out here, it's crazy. And the city I live in is really crazy because the police don't really do too much, and it's kind of crazy. And everywhere is kind of crazy. It is. But there's also, what I've discovered is there's also beautiful moments. And that's what we have to focus on, and that's what we have to help other people realize, because so many people don't realize how sensitive they are, how psychic they are, that you connect with so many elements, you know what I mean? And your environment is so important. What you surround yourself with, who you surround yourself with, the things that you do to survive every day is so important. And in this time, I noticed myself watching the news more and getting more upset. I could feel the change, and I'm like, oh, don't self-sabotage. Turn off the news. But I understand what's going on, It's crazy. And I think what I've learned is how the brain works is it operates on what you feed it. Do you know what I mean? You have to not feed it that negativity. You can't be in abusive relationships. You can't have friends that drain you or partners that drain you. You can't have a job that drains you. If your job is causing you stress on a daily freaking basis and causing you to get physically ill, it's time to get a new job. You know what? I have the best job I've ever had because I have no stress. I created it though, and I stepped down in my position to have that because my higher position caused me stress and didn't allow me to work through the traumas that I needed. And I also worked in a very toxic environment. I mean, it was crazy. And I worked among reptilians, if you know what I mean, and it was crazy. And I couldn't operate. And as soon as I left all of that and I wasn't happy in my living situation. And as soon as I agreed that I deserved better and all of that, all these other opportunities opened. But I had to tell myself I deserved better. Do you understand? It was like I had, since that time that someone attacked me and someone died, and all these things happened in my life, that I had so much trauma. But before that, there was trauma. I mean, it was just compiled on me and suffocated me, so I couldn't even, exist as a normal not even a normal, as a regular human being, have normal conversations, go out and do things, and all of that. And because I was so numb inside and bitter and angry and all these things, it was crazy. When I look back at my old self, I feel bad for her, but at the same time, whew, that was a tough place to be, and I'm glad I'm not there. You know what I mean? She's a tough woman, tough lady. I was saying the other day, women, we're fucking tough. You know what I mean? A lot of us have had to overcome a lot of abuse. And men too, I suppose, but I think more women, honestly. And I don't know what the statistics are, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, we're tough. And we have, we're tough. So if you've survived all of that, I'm proud of you. You know what? In case no one's told you, I'm proud of you. And tell yourself that. I tell myself that now. I tell myself, Faye, you should be proud of yourself. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself. There's nothing wrong with being proud of who you've become. And as women, we're taught to dim our light. And I'm going to preach for a minute. Because we're taught to dim our light. I have been taught to dim my light my whole fucking life. And I won't do it anymore. Neither should you. To make other people feel comfortable and happy. No. That doesn't mean you go out and just be mean to people, right? It means you shine your light and you just be your best self. And if people can't handle that power, because we are powerful, man. Women especially, we are fucking powerful. And if people can't handle that, push them aside. They're not meant to be in your tribe. It's okay. It's okay to create a new tribe. I am. I don't allow people in my life who hang out with men who abuse. It's just, I don't care. If you know that guy is an abuser, don't support him. Don't go to his birthday parties. Don't go to his shows as a band, Come on. And please don't get on Facebook and preach how you're a feminist and fight for women's rights when you hang out with an abuser. That's bullshit. It's hypocritical. And I don't walk that path, so I quit hanging out with those kind of people. I mean it when I say I don't allow abuse in my life anymore. It's just not it's just not allowed. I can't even, years ago, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm laughing at myself. There's just so many birds flying around right now. Years ago in Austin, Texas, I met this person, and I was telling them about my life. It was somebody who was somewhat of a counselor, I guess, but I was telling them about my life, and they weren't my counselor. They did it, they were, I don't know, just somebody who helped people, I guess, but wasn't my paid counselor, okay? Does that make sense? Anyway, I was sitting there, and I was telling them about my life, and they said, and they kind of looked at me kind of shocked and said, Faye, you know what? I don't understand this because I just don't allow that in my life. It's just not, that kind of stuff is just, it's just not allowed. And I looked at them and I said, that's what I want. I want to be to that point where that's just not allowed. And I understand what that means. You know what I mean? And so that was years ago. And now I'm finally there and I get what they're saying. You guys don't know how many kinds of birds. I've got eagles, cranes, crows, ducks. Washington State, man. So, yeah, here we are, and I want to help other people get to that spot, in life, who've been abused, and even who haven't necessarily been abused. But I think everyone's been abused to some level. It doesn't necessarily mean physical or sexual. Could be emotional, that type of thing, And self-abuse is very common. Um, and I just want to help people get to that place, but help them understand it does take work. It takes getting down to the trauma. It takes understanding how our brain works, how your cells are connected, all of that. And as time goes on, we'll be talking more about this on this podcast and YouTube channel. And I want to also say this, I want to throw this out there because I'm all about community, and I know so many people are not about community, and it's sad. It's sad to me because when we have community, especially when women build community and help each other, it's so fucking powerful, and we all prosper. We all prosper. Like I've never understood the people who were in competition with me as a psychic reader, you know what I mean, as a medium, because there's no competition to me. There's thousands, millions of people, and we all need help. So we should be the best healers we can be and best role models we can be for the younger generation of healers, and show them how we build community. And it's just so hard to do. It's so mind-blowing to me that people don't understand that concept, that spirit wants that from us. They want us to build community. So I'm going to throw this out there, and I'll probably say this a lot on my podcast and YouTube channel, that if you are an herbalist, I'm not these things. And if you are and you want to promote your business, or you just want to help people, right? And from your heart, you're a genuine healer. There's a yoga studio down the street that I started going to. I missed this week because there was something that happened, and it doesn't matter, but I had to take care of some things. But it's called Cedar Tree Yoga in Bothell, Washington. And these women are so awesome. And it's a donation-based yoga studio because they want to help people heal and build community. I mean, that's awesome, right? So I'm going to promote them and push them. And if they want to come on, that would be awesome, and talk about yoga. I'm not an expert at yoga. I haven't done yoga consistently throughout my life, but I know that it helps. So I've started doing that, and I suggest you guys do that too. Get out there and support people. And for them to do a donation-based classes is unheard of, really, especially in Seattle area, especially on the east side, so yeah, get together. So if you're an herbalist, if you're a tarot reader, if you're an astrologer, and if you're an UFO expert, alien expert, or had alien encounters, man, I would love to talk to you. Near-death experience, I've talked to people about near-death experience. If you look at some of my interviews, musicians, I've interviewed musicians, just whoever wants to be exposed into a community that we're trying to build of healers in love and light, so we can teach people how to heal. And it doesn't matter what stage you are of your healing process, you have valuable information, and you're valuable, especially if you're a survivor. And Spirit is so with us right now, and that's what this moon and all this Scorpio stuff, and the sun is so beautiful right now, shining in. It's gray sky, but the sun has arisen. But it whatever you are it's valuable, man. And this is what Spirit wants us to know, is they're trying to activate us more and more. I never thought I would be doing this again. A lot of people don't know, my history or whatever. It doesn't matter. That's the past. That's who I was. But I did a lot of psychic shows all over the country. I was one of the first psychic mediums to just go in and do a live psychic show, raw. No cameras were really ever allowed, maybe a couple times. But yeah, there was one person who was allowed to film, a couple people, but I used to do that, and it was my passion for years. And then tragedy struck my life a few times, and I just gave up, and I became a walking zombie. Like, I call them the Walking Dead. I'm alive, but I'm just like not feeling, I'm not living. I gave up on Spirit. I thought Spirit gave up on me, honestly. And none of that was true, and I had to repair my life. And if I can do that at this age and this whatever I've been through, so can you. And whatever, I get emotional about it, because it's like whatever pocket of life, if we're still breathing, we still have the power to change. Miley Cyrus, I'm quoting Miley Cyrus, I love her, but she said, okay, you're going to find a lot of healers quote gurus and all that. I quote, like, punk rock stars and pop stars and stuff, because that's who I enjoy. But Miley Cyrus said, change is amazing, because, something like that, because it can happen at any time. You can change at any time. It's just a decision you make, and it's very true. You just have to be willing to change. And for me, what happened was I got so tired of feeling that way, and Spirit kept hovering over me like, we're still here for you, I had to get so sick of it, and I had to really understand how to heal for the first time. And I started, listening to speakers, and I found this one speaker who just transforms lives, this motivational, speaker, whatever you want to call him. He changes lives by changing how we use our brain and our spirit, our energy and our cellular structure and all that. So he's the one who got me to understand the power of the brain, because I'm all about using my power to the fullest ability. I really am. My spirit is down. I got my spiritual work down. I know how to do spirit work, but it was the healing work I really needed to understand how to do. And I hope that makes sense. So let's draw some cards, find out what's going to happen now. Because I don't know about you, but now I feel lighter since this phase has passed. It's been a couple days since that moon. I feel a lot better, a lot more optimistic. I'm really, I'm 100% sure that whatever I choose to manifest will happen. So let's just see who's guiding us. Now, if you watch my YouTube or listen to my podcast, you're going to understand that I often pull the same cards, even though this deck has many, many cards, as you see. But that's that's the energy that keeps showing up for this time right now. So that's what we got to work with. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. Odin, Psychic Insight. If you're listening to the podcast, you can't see it, but look up Odin on YouTube or Google. Psychic Insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. Yes, and that's what I was just saying. I think it was like Spirit's really active right now. So many people are opening the door to their psychic self, to their spiritual self. It's so amazing, including myself, you guys. And I'm old school. I'm in crone time, you know what I mean? I'm ready to teach the youngsters how to rock Spirit, but you're never too old to keep learning. And thank God, because I feel so blessed to be able to learn still, and this path I'm on right now, and the learning is so amazing, and I want to just share it with you. And then we have Krishna. Devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Trying to get it right. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. I'm going to talk from experience, because that's how I learn. I have had a hard time with Spirit off and on, right? I feel like I've done a lot of work, because I have. I feel like I've helped a lot of people, because I have. And I feel like sometimes Spirit, I fall down and I feel like a failure, right? And it's not true. It's just sometimes as healers, as people, as human beings, we have to stay in hermit mode so we can learn and we can get out of it and discover new parts of ourselves. And it doesn't go unrecognized. Those years I took off from Spirit and cursed my spirit guides, they were always there pre-planning my future, just like, she'll get over this, we just need to be patient. And this is her journey. And it was. And they were always there for me. And Spirit, universe, God, whatever you want to call it, right? Whatever you choose to call it, is always there for us. Always. And they always have our back. What do you want to call them? Spirit guides, angels, teachers, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. Spirit has always told me, we don't care what you call us as long as you call upon us. Right? Just call on us, man. We're here. And when I pull these cards, these are just energies you can call on. Energies that are powerful and useful. And And they're all different because the universe is full of different kinds of energies and beings, you know? It's amazing. So, whew, good show today, folks. I'm feeling it. And Diana, we've had Diana recently. Focused intention. Trust me when I tell you, and you watch other readers and you listen to other podcasts, I think we're all on the same vibe. If you're listening, if you're another reader, whatever, that you know that we're at a powerful time of intention right now. Right? We're at a powerful time of intention. And Diana can help us focus. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. And what I have learned is if you walk in abundance and you truly believe it and feel it, abundance just finds you. And that's what we're going to learn about in this YouTube channel and podcast, is that we're going to learn how you guys are going to learn how to use that energy to manifest your life. But you have to begin at healing the trauma. That's step number one. Step number one, no matter how long it takes. It's taken me years. But I'm finally there, you know, and I get it. And I get it. Plus, I had to get sober. You know, I'm going to shout out to all these healers. If you drink alcohol, it does dim your energies. It attracts the darker side. Okay, so here we go. But it's your choice. Do whatever you want. I was laughing with Spirit just in a minute in my head, because I was like, God, remember when I was younger and a younger healer, and I was like, people have to do it my way, or, you know, they're not doing it. Paul the Venetian, we've had him in the past month and a half. How long ago, Spirit? About 6 to 8 weeks ago, he started showing up. Experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. Isn't that beautiful? And I have a rose tattoo. Look at that. So yeah, always use these deities, this energy, whatever you want to call it. You know what? Here's how I feel about spirituality. It's what you make it, right? There's no rule. Right? People will come to me and say, I want you to take me on as a student. And I've turned people down recently because they're just not ready. Because it's 100% commit. I mean, it's crazy commitment. But the thing is, and you don't want to be like me, I tell them, because everyone's so different in their gifts. Why would you want mine? Like that's not even possible. Because your gifts are so unique to you. And you have to use your gifts to help people. And that's what the universe wants right now. God, Spirit, whatever you want to call it. That's what Spirit wants. Us to use our gut instinct to figure out our gifts so we can share them with the world. The world needs our love, you guys. You know it. You know it's true. So why are you hiding? Why? Don't dim your light for nobody. Because you only get one shot to shine your light in this body in this time. One shot. Be who you want to be. Here we go. I mean, we're just drawing the same cards. It just cracks me up. Just cracks me up. Horseman. Herald of change. Get on your horse. Whenever I see a horse, Spirit gives somebody a horse in a reading, I know they're a warrior, and Spirit wants them to get on that horse and fight. Get on there. Come on, move forward. Get on it. Move forward. Get over the wall. Get over the obstacles. This is your time to shine right now. Opportunity. Change. Transformation. Caterpillar. Caterpillar changes and transforms. Use your cunning instincts. You know how to do this, you guys. If I can do this, so can you. And I'm not even, I've just tapped into my fullest potential. I mean, I don't even know what it is yet, but you're going to share that journey with me. And I want you to have it too, because I was homeless, drinking my way to hell, basically, wanting to die every day. You guys, I would pray to God to take my life. Like I felt like I had been punished enough. And that my time on hell on earth was over. And I needed to go home so I could rest. And for whatever reason, Spirit God said, no, bitch. You ain't done yet. They don't swear, by the way, but they're laughing at me. Isn't that funny? But yes, no, I'm not done. You're not done. And Spirit says you've actually just begun. And I think that that's true for many people. It's like, and women in this country especially, we're so put down if we're older, you know, we're not respected. It's like, oh, what would you know? We're disregarded. And we dim our light. And I'm not going to do that for anybody, you know, and I shouldn't have to, right? We should be treated like human beings like everybody else. We're not useless. In fact, we have a lot of knowledge and strength we can share, and a lot of love. And that's what we all have to do. So remember that. You build community. I'm friends with 22-year-olds. You know what I mean? I have girlfriends who are 22 years old. We go have lunch, younger than my daughter. And we just have fun, you know, because we share wisdom, because they're very intelligent. These star children are becoming adults, and they're freaking amazing. Okay. And I learn a lot from them. I learn a lot of love from them and forgiveness. So we can learn from each other. One more. Eyes of the eagle rising above the fray. And you all know, and that's a 18, I mean. You all know the power of the eagle. If you don't, look it up. You know, in spirit, you know, the eagle is very powerful. Spirit guides, I've named White Eagle. Eagles are fear, you know, they have no fear. They're powerful. And they rise above the situation. When other birds are coming at them, they just still glide through. Like, you're not going to bother me. And sometimes in life you have to do that. You have to surround yourself with people who are good to you, who make your light shine and not try to dim it. And they want me to draw one more hollow bones. We drew this. You watch the old videos. This card, this is our time. My nickname is Hollow Bones. Teachability. Be accepting. Be so pure to want to learn from spirit. It's just coming to you. Coming inside your bones. Don't you love it? We're such a I know if you look around the world, it looks a mess, and it is. Don't disregard that. But it's also amazing because we have the ability to change things. It's so cool to me that, you know, when I'm a Walking Dead person and I'm a zombie in zombie state, I'm not producing and being the best that the universe, God, spirit, whatever you want to call it, wants me to be. Do you know what I mean? And the same goes for you. If you're allowing trauma to run your life, you're going to die a miserable, lonely person. You got to quit whining about your life. Get in there and change it. Stop feeding yourself toxic energy by telling yourself that you're lonely, that you're sick, that your life is horrible, that you hate your job, you hate your partner, and consuming yourself with these negative, are they cheating on me? You know, are my coworkers talking about me? Whatever. Put yourself, like I did, in a place where there is no stress. Like, we don't talk about each other at work, you know, because we all like each other and get along, and because we're happy at work because we work for a good company. Gee, ironic, right? And so, and they're out there. Good companies are out there. I found one. It's amazing. And there are people who do care, but you have to change how you feel about yourself. You have to put out that vibration that you deserve that. And you have to heal the trauma to do that. Because you're not going to feel like you deserve that until that trauma is healed. I hope that makes sense. So call on Odin. Call on Krishna. Call on Diana. Call on Paul the Venetian. And if only one or two resonate with you and the rest don't, call on the 1 and 2 that resonate with you. Call on the 1. It doesn't matter. You have to heal you and what works for you. There's no 1, 2, 3 method. It's really you diving into yourself and figuring out what works for you. But I do understand, and science will tell you, and healers will tell you, and you have to heal the trauma. Because whew, it will control you. Take it from Mama Faye. It will. So I love you all. Remember to laugh at yourself. I'm always laughing at myself now because I'm hysterical. And remember, you can change at any time. And if you're feeling shitty right now and you think there's no way that I can ever be happy, you can. But you have to decide that you deserve it and that you want it. And until you do that, no, you won't be. That's a given fact. It's just, we are how we feel. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, you are who you say you are. Repeat that over in your head if you have to. Because you have to start healing to manifest your dreams. All right, love you all. Have a beautiful day. And thank you for listening to The Tattooed Psychic. If you would like a reading with me, please email me at readingswithfaye@gmail.com. Check me out on Spotify. And if you want to be a guest, same thing, readingswithfaye@gmail.com, or leave a message in the comments. I would love to have you on. All we have to do is I send you a Zoom link and we record the session and I post it. It's very easy. You can be anywhere in the world, anywhere at all, and I can get you on. And I would love to talk to you. I would love to hear your story. And that's all I have to say today. I love you all. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.